don't need you don't need like these EMG humbuckers and rats and all this stuff to like be heavy. Like what you need is to be sad as shit.
I had some drippage.
Sup, fool? We restarted. Papa came in too hot, so now we're starting again.
The Papa Joy
came in hot for this show, dude. I was coming in just like, it's because it's been 200 degrees for the past 2 weeks.
Dude, I don't want to talk about it, man.
I do, dude. I'm so over it. Every year, every summer in Texas, I'm like, I don't want to live here anymore.
But then we stay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Where would Rennie go? She needs a home.
I know.
Rennie's my puppy.
Little Woony.
Little Woony. You got burned this week. You showed me.
Yeah, I did get burned. I was at work and we were vinyling some walls and I was fixing a mistake I made and I hit myself with the heat gun.
What is this a heat ray? What is
it's like, imagine it looks exactly like a drill. It basically just shoots heat out of it. So it like
with lasers?
It's just like a,
you can tell
it's like a hair dryer.
Desk jobs. I don't know.
It's like a hair dryer.
Oh, okay.
A really strong hair dryer.
Okay, now I get
with
it.
a less powerful fan.
I actually forgot those existed for a second. So I was like really confused at how you have a heat gun. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
It's just a gun of heat. But so I was fixing a mistake. And then the heat gun's right here, right? And then it just like kind of tilts over and lands on my arm. And I don't even notice for the first second. I just kind of start smelling something burning.
No.
And then I look down and I'm like, oh, ow. And then I like pull it off and like I see like a small like pieces of like my flesh on the tip of this heat gun.
Wait, show that to the camera. Look how gnarly that is.
It's definitely like a 3rd degree burn.
Okay, yeah. That's what
I think.
That was my segue because we got a comment on the first episode because you and I don't understand how degrees work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we said we're not degrees people. So shouts out to Voices and Muses for this comment, and we're gonna educate you on what kind of burn this is. Is it a first degree? No. Because here's some burn knowledge. First degree is a sunburn. So not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I deal with that every day of my life.
I'm first degreed out. I think I've had 3 sunburns in my life.
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's that Mexican skin, bro. It's so sick. Second degree is when you get when you get blisters and shit. So I don't think that's second degree.
I think it's a second degree around it.
Okay. Can you have multiple degrees?
Yeah, probably.
We should comment that. Can you have multiple degrees on one burn?
What was the name again?
Voices and Muses. Hey, Voices and Muses.
Can you have multiple degrees?
Can you have multiple degrees?
Should I go to the doctor? I'm not going to.
Third degree is the worst. I'm not going to go to the doctor. Like that line in Third Degree by Movement. Shouts out to the boys. Thank you for taking us on our first big shows. That was really nice of you.
So nice.
Spencer's the homie. I talk
New
to him all the
songs
time.
rip, by the way.
Yeah. That's you guys killing it. So proud of you guys. Where you get bad scars and shit.
Okay.
So that's probably gonna scar.
Dude, there's like a centimeter or a millimeter of flesh missing from my arm.
Yeah. This has to do with what you're saying. It all has to do with how far the burn goes into your skin tissue. So
yeah, I think I'm
you're medium rare right there, so you're probably fine.
I just bonked the shit out of the mic. Sorry.
It's okay. We're still learning. We got an upgrade. You see this?
Yeah.
It was too reverby.
Yeah.
So we kind of decided to do this. So join the Patreon.
So what's been going on this week?
Dude, just living, just getting ready to go to the tour, getting studio stuff. Dude, I got in a wreck.
What?
Listening to the first episode of the podcast. I was going to pick up this new thing so we can record with the mics.
Yeah.
He was all the way like an hour away from my house, so I was like, okay, let's drive. So I took off, and then I was listening to the first episode of the podcast because I was like, oh, it's an hour that I can burn and like listen to it. And that's when the first time I was like listening through, I was like, it's too reverby. So I knew for a fact that I was like, okay, we need to get proper podcasting mics after that. And so I was driving not far from my road, and it was a Facebook Marketplace situation, and like on the way over there, someone cut in front of me, hit their brakes, and then I tried to get out of the way, swerved, and I clocked them in the van.
No way.
Yeah, like on the side with the little wreck. It sucked. I was so mad. I keep replaying that moment in my mind because I'm like, how could I have gotten out of that? I mean, there's probably, I could have like slammed my brakes a little bit harder, maybe. I don't know, because like it's a big boy.
Yeah,
Stan is a big van.
You're in a van.
Yeah, I only drive a 15-passenger van, by the way. Like that's my car.
That's how bougie is. He needs that much space.
Yeah, I need that much
for
space
all the joy
to freak out people whenever I come their way. So yeah, it was sketchy. And then I hit him, and then I gave him my insurance information because like in Texas, it's always your fault if you hit them from the back.
It's so dumb, dude. Like literally, someone could brake check you in the middle of the highway,
which they did.
Yeah,
and I honked. I was like, "Eek!" And it was so frustrating. Yeah. So like before I even pulled out my insurance information and talked to this person, I messaged the person who I was picking up the recorder from. I was like, hey, I'm not going to be there. I just got in a wreck.
Oh no, dude.
And then I just drove directly to a body shop to get the van fixed because we leave for tour in like 2 weeks. And I was like, I don't know how long this is going to take.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it wasn't aggressively expensive. It was pretty expensive. And like, it is what it is. Thankfully, a lot of people bought merch and sold a lot of tickets to the release shows. Yeah. So that covered that. But now we sleep in one hotel room for tour.
Oh no. That's okay.
Now we only have one. That's what happens.
I've been rocking it on the couch lately.
Yeah, you've been doing because you've been doing a suite, right?
Yeah, We get the pull out.
Move. Yeah. Except, does it hurt your neck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The couch mattress isn't that great, but for the ability to sleep alone, which now it might not even happen.
Worth it. It will happen because it's only 5, 2, 2, 1.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So now you get the
and I, as a kid, I was a notable floor sleeper.
Like you liked it?
Yeah.
What?
Especially my friend's house. Like growing up, I grew up with these 2 twins, and oh my gosh, their carpet.
Nice.
So nice. Soft, like so thick, and I would sleep on that bitch.
I love
so hard.
I love a thick carpet,
dude. I love it.
There's not thick ass carpet. There's not a single blade of carpet in this house, and I miss it.
That is true.
Yeah, no, it's all hardwood.
Yeah, I mean it looks cool though. Your house is such a vibe, and it's so sick.
It's really nice of you. Thanks. I was really fishing for that. That was really.
He cast his line.
And I was like, "Oh, please,
hook, line,
please,
sinker,
I need
baby.
this. I need this. I need to win. I need to win this week.
This win.
Yeah. So I did that. And then got that fixed. I was stuck in the house for a little bit. Been writing for my next EP.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
It's good. It's really hard. Music so there's phases in my writing process. I'm excited to write, and like I have these big lofty goals of writing the best thing I've ever written in my life, and like all that stuff. And then when I start to write, I think I'll never be able to write a song again. I'm dog shit at music. And like I don't know what to talk about. And
so the moment how you feel before a show.
Yeah, literally. It's probably exactly the same. It's funny for something that I love so much. You wouldn't believe it because every process I'm like, this is the worst. So I do that. I was writing this week, which has been kind of frustrating because I didn't get anything that I loved. But then when I listened back to the like recordings, I did like some stuff. But
that's cool. Yeah, everything you've shown me so far has been honestly so sick. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. You at the Dallas EP release show, you
played a new song.
Played a little
last minute.
Yeah, got a little new song.
Yeah, I showed everybody that song like at practice, and I was like, let's just play it. So we did it, and people were down.
Dude,
they really.
I thought it like the energy in that room was
Dallas
incredible.
Knows what's up. Also, shouts out to Austin. Austin knew what's up too.
Yeah.
Dude. We're. I mean, by this point, we're a few weeks removed, and I'm still like, wow. That was
dude.
So fun.
Also, I just want to say shouts out to the bands that were with us on those bills. For Austin, we got Pale Fade and Drunk Uncle. Those bands were so sick.
Yeah, they were dope.
I've been jamming Pale Fade.
Yeah,
so much.
And the dudes are really nice.
Yeah. It was like everyone was super sick. They're coming up to Denton I need to make sure that we're not on the road because I would really like to watch them.
At Rubber Gloves?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Rubber
It's
Gloves,
cool room.
they're there with Trauma Ray, who we're playing
Nice.
with in Dallas and Austin.
In October.
Yeah. For the Dallas shows, we got Jockey and Flower Bed.
Jockey was really, really nice.
Dude.
And Flower Bed was really, really nice.
I think I creeped Jockey out because I liked them so much. I was just like fucking with them so heavy. And then I was like, I probably came off so weird in that situation, but hey, I'm a fan of music and they're really good.
My dad was at both the shows. He was at the Dallas. Joe. He's not used to it yet. So cause he's been to my shows since I was young. And I mean, he's been to shows where there was no one there. Like he's definitely been to more of those, and he's been to shows where like there's homies and we're all like connected and stuff like that. So he's not really used to that vibe yet. So I was watching Jockey from side stage and I was really enjoying it, and I was like, cool. Like all the homies were like, the one thing I really like about like people who come to Slow Joy shows is like they love music because they'll go and they'll stay for the entire set.
Yeah, they'll come early.
They'll come early. They'll
stay
watch
for the openers.
That's
awesome.
so sick.
Yeah.
I mean, the room was like as full at the end as it was in the beginning.
Yeah, dude.
Because like people love music, and that's sick. By the way, if you come to a show, like that's the coolest thing ever. And like I love talking to people and like hugging necks and stuff like that. There is like a lot of people, so like when I talk to people, it does take up like a lot of time, which is like super cool. But my dad didn't know that that's how that works yet. So it was like one of those really funny situations where like I was watching Jockey from side stage and my dad was like, let's go watch it from over there. And I was like, I won't see you again if we go over there. And he's like, what are you talking? No, let's go. I don't want to go by myself. And I was like, you can go, but from that point on, I won't be able to like hang out with you.
People are pulling you to talk to you and stuff.
Which is so sick. I love it. I'm an extrovert. So like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like, it was like, hey, it's not going to work the way you want it to work. He's like, no, well, at least walk with me outside. And my dad was like, didn't know. He just like, so I was like, okay, but just so you know, this is the last time I'm going to see you tonight. And he was like, what? And then we walk outside, and literally for like an hour and a half, I was
you disappear.
I disappeared.
Like it's
I
not
didn't
even
get
choice.
to sit down. He sat down. I didn't even get to sit down. I was just like talking. And then like, it wasn't like I had like a long conversation. It was just a bunch of micro conversations with people. And it was like so nice and like really awesome getting to meet everybody.
Yeah.
And like from then it was like, go to stage. And my dad at the end of the show was like, where'd you go? Why'd you disappear? I was like,
you're like, I tried to tell you.
Just trying to warn you. But it was cool that he got to experience that. And it was really cool to meet everybody.
Joe went on the road with us.
Joe went on the road.
It was awesome.
He met the head of my label. Shouts out to Steve.
Oh, yeah.
And like they conversed it up, which was really cool. It was awesome. It was just a really cool weekend. I was really happy about it. The shows went really well. The band played really well.
Yeah.
Chris had a tuner on for an entire song, so there was no bass.
Was that in Austin?
Yeah, it was in Austin.
Wait, you gotta tell the story about how you almost threw up.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's also so. Okay, so the label. Yeah, we'll just talk about both shows for a second because that's really fun. A really fun story. So we get to Austin, and like before headlining shows, I'm a wreck. I'm not myself. I'm usually like, no one's gonna show up. Everybody hates me. I'm pretty weird. And thankfully, like you guys are like really aware of it and like can really like you guys really drive the ship while I'm like trying to figure out how to like remain a human. So like everybody's working, we're doing sound check and everything's good. And then the whole time in the back of my head, I'm like, this is so embarrassing. Look at this room that's going to be empty. Like, it's just what it is.
You get in your own head about it.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, no one's going to show up. Or even if they bought tickets, I'm like, they're not coming.
Yeah.
Which is the weirdest. I don't know why I'm
literally makes no sense.
Yeah. It's stupid.
I tell them every time, but it's not stupid.
It's
your feelings
an emotional
are valid,
thing.
But
It's not a, I don't understand it. But so I was freaking out, and we get done, and then it was time for dinner, and I was meeting up with the head of my label flew into Austin to watch our set, which was like really cool. My dad was with us. He came because it was his birthday and it was really fun. But my dad was making me laugh because he didn't really understand like that's just a thing that they do.
Yeah.
So he was like, what do you think he wants to talk to us about? And I was like, nothing. He just wants to watch his band.
It's like, are you in
in trouble? Like, do you think he's going to negotiate something? Like he came to like fire me, like which is not even a thing. That's not even, they don't fire people. It's just you either get signed or don't, which is really exciting. I really love Mick, so exciting things are happening. And so he takes us to this like really nice Italian restaurant. We pull up, and so much food, so much, like every course. Just I've never had that much food in my life, and it was all cheese. It was just different levels because it's an Italian restaurant, so it's just different levels of cheese.
Different levels of cheese and bread.
Cheese and bread. Literally cheese, bread, oil. Cheese, bread, oil. Cheese, bread, oil. Cheese, bread, oil. Like
Throw a tomato in there.
We had these like really good. I was drinking this really good cocktail. It was like a tequila something. It was so good, but it was like all Italian, which was even better.
That's
and
dope.
I had like a couple of those because I knew it was on the label's dime, so I was just like, give me that cocktail. All
right, I'm gonna get that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. No, keep it in. Steve knows. I told Steve, I was like, as long as you're paying, I'm gonna get a good cocktail. And he started laughing. But so I like got a really good cocktail that like it's like one of those dream moments where I've been like, I don't know if I want to get that. And this time I got it, and I was like, oh, I was so thankful, which is so cool, like that they treat me so nice and like really, really went for it. But so I ate like cheese for an hour and then came back, and I mean, I was going to play in 20 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
And then another thing is, so I usually ask for soda waters in the green room because like your boy gets tummy aches. So like a soda water really helps out. Did you know that's why I do that?
I just thought you enjoyed it.
I do, but it's because I get tummy aches.
You get little tummy aches?
I get little tummy aches. So I that's every green room we have soda water, and unflavored, because the flavored one just upsets my tummy even more.
Because like the sugar and stuff.
Yeah. So we had unflavored soda water. I'm just pounding those, getting ready, and we go back to it's like about time for us to start, and we go back to the secondary green room. They were like side stage.
Yeah, like backstage.
So I was back there, and my stomach was hurting. I was like, I think I'm gonna throw up.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, there's so much cheese in my stomach.
Cheese and bubbles.
Cheese and bubbles. And like, I know Steve's in there watching the set. I want to do good for him. And I know there's like a lot of people in there who are like the room filled out, and I want to do well for them because like I want them to have a good time. But I'm also like, I'm going to puke right now, and there's no way out. That's the thing about like before you play a show, which is really exciting. But like if let's say Chris or like one of the other, I guess drums and vocals are like the only two instruments you can't like just sub in.
Yeah.
Like you have to do it. So for an hour, I have to be there.
Yeah.
There's never a case in my life where I can't, especially nowadays. Well, even when I worked like my job, there's never a point where I was like, hey, I can like call in right now because I'm sick or something. So, but for that hour, you have to be there. And I was like, I'm going to puke. The pressure really gets to me.
Yeah.
So I have you grab a trash can, and I was like, put this on side stage because there's a good chance I'm going to have to just like
run over there and
which is all nerves. It wasn't like I was actually sick.
Yeah.
It was just all nerves.
Yeah.
And then y'all get out, do the noise thing, and I'm just in there taking a moment to myself because I like to take a moment before every show and just like thank the universe for like this amazing gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like feel the energy in the room, and like people are there.
Yeah, dude.
Which is a beautiful thing. I love the energies that people bring, and I just soak it in, and it's like a blessing to get that.
Yeah, dude.
It's, I mean, an incredible blessing. So then we get on stage and we start to play, and I don't throw up.
True. But that trash can was there.
That trash can was there. I looked at it a couple of times, but then that show was chaos though. I punched my new guitar.
True.
So hard that it broke the pickup and popped the string.
I didn't know you broke the pickup.
Oh yeah, that's it. So I've had 2 guitars that I've broken the pickups from at shows. First show.
Within the last 2 months?
Yeah. No, I'm really hard on my stuff live. I just feel the vibe too much. I'm like, ah. So I
get so stoked.
Yeah, so I start punching things, and like it's chaos. So that happened, and then I like grabbed the mic during Say, and I was like, don't say that you're gonna be here. And I like go to beat my chest because your boy's feeling the vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And broke the mic stand.
Oh no, yeah.
Like demolished the mic.
Thing.
The sound guy said he's never seen anybody do that before. He was like, I've seen them break. I've never seen them explode in a like the way that it exploded for you. Which shouts out to that guy. He was such a G, and I felt so bad. I was like apologizing the entire time, and he was like, "No, you're fine. Like that's $3." But yeah, I was like, I just ruined the mic stand. And then we played a song. And I was like, this kind of sounds not as full as it usually does. And I look over at Chris, and there's like a little light, but I don't understand his tuner well enough to understand.
Yeah.
And if you know Chris is very, very attention to detail person. Like he's like, sure. He's a leader. Mentality. So in my head, I'm like, he knows what's happening. I was like, I'm sure he knows if it's on or off.
Yeah, for sure.
Last chord of one of the songs, he looks down, he hits it, and then the bass is back. We played an entire song without bass, dude.
What song was it?
It was I Don't Hate You, the one that's not out yet. So that whole night, we were just making so much fun of him because we were like, oh, I can't wait to hear that song with bass. Oh, my dad goes, I love that new song, I Don't Hate You. And I was like, wait till you hear it with bass.
Damn, Joe roasting
him, dude. It was so good. But yeah, that was awesome. Got to see some old friends from like Carlsbad, New Mexico. Shouts out to Ryan. Got to see like Ben, who was a really good friend of ours, and like Oser, and like some really good people. And then like people came out from San Antonio. They made the drive.
Yeah, really,
which was awesome. There was a homie who she was in San Antonio, and I signed her. I signed a set list for her in San Antonio, and got blood all over the set list, and I felt so bad. And she was like really cool about it. She's like, "Oh, I love that. That's like kind of neat." Well, this time around, I had a bloody hand again from hitting the. Every time it's from the guitar, I just smack the guitar and it just cuts into my hand. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'll try not to bleed on this one. Blood on that one." One of these days, I'm gonna sign a set list and not bleed on it. Yeah,
that's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, at this point now, I have to just like because it's like tradition.
But yeah, if you're not bleeding already,
I just gotta. Oh, hold on. No, that was really nice though. She was such a nice person, and like really made me feel. I mean, everybody made me feel so accepted, and like, dude, those moments are so beautiful to me.
Yeah, the energy in that room during your set, especially like during like crawling and crawl 2, is like incredible. And we filmed a music video for
Wildflower in Dallas. Yeah, next night. And then Dallas went off. Yeah, the homies went with it. It was sick.
Yeah, you did need a little help getting that pit open.
Yeah, you did. And they did. Yeah, that's one of your jobs. You gotta open that pit, dog.
Yep, I do it. I do it every time.
Yeah, because they're a little timid sometimes.
They're a little timid. Even though they were going off earlier, they just need a little push.
Yeah, just a little. It was sick though. I was like, I had some people tell me after the show, they were like, the energy of that room felt like it was like family vibes. And
I felt every time I see you perform, I feel so lucky to like be able to capture it.
Oh, thank you.
It's
really
awesome.
Nice. It's really nice of you.
Especially when you go down into the pit,
like just vibe out with the homies.
Yeah,
my dad told me I need to stop doing that because you never know what the people can do to you.
That is true.
I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it until it's a problem. Someone said that on the internet. They sent me a message and were like, "This might be one of the last times you can do that."
Oh,
because of like y'all might be too big. Which I don't believe that. I'm like, no.
Hey, I mean, you never know though.
Nah, I mean that's really nice of them, but yeah, I definitely will do it for as long as I possibly can. But that was really cool that they thought that.
I'm counting down until the first stage dive.
Yeah, I was gonna do it at this show, but they were. I don't know if they were ready.
Until before you do it, a fan needs to.
Yeah, someone needs to like jump in there, because I don't want to go floop to the ground. This old 30-year-old body can't take it. We did the music video and that was cool. Yeah, dude. It was a really good night. I was like really thankful. The homies showed up, and then we like hung out the whole night and like got to meet so many people. It was cool. I was really thankful for that crowd, and we get to do it all over again in a couple of weeks.
Dude. Stoked.
Come out to the Emery shows. I cannot wait to see Emery every night. Oh my god.
I'm so stoked.
Much. Dude, Are
you gonna break mosh retirement?
Oh hell yeah! Well, I'm gonna.
You going in?
I'm gonna stage dive.
Oh shit!
Every night, especially during walls, dude. Are you listening? I'm throwing elbows to myself. I'm not gonna hurt anybody.
Fucking watch out, yo.
Yeah. I have a story about Emery. So I
Hit me with
listened to the Question. I mean, I listened to all the records. They were my favorite band growing up.
Yeah.
And there was a like a deluxe edition DVD. You remember when bands used to do that?
Yeah,
Where they like CD,
with
DVD
the documentary
combo?
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had recorded a show that they were playing with Hawthorne Heights, and it was in this like 1,500 cap room. People were like packed in, and like, they started the set. And they used to wear like all wear something as like a either they would all wear like a t-shirt or like just on shows they would just do some random stuff like that. This time they wore these like big ass like jackets with like furry
like little parkas.
Parkas. And it was brown, and it looked sick. They all look sick, especially Dave. Shouts out Dave, dude. Dave looks sick as fuck. He always looks sick though, playing drums. He's such a nice dude too. But like anytime he plays drums, I'm like, that's a rock star. Like you could just tell, and like how he hits his drums and how he does it. You're like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I would say like Dave and Josh. Whenever I see them, I'm like, I want to be you so bad. You're so cool. Josh is dope. He owns a really sick bar out in Seattle called Bad Bar. So if you're in Seattle, go to Bad Bar. It's really dope. So good, really good mezcal. Mezcal old fashions, which is my favorite cocktail, by the way. So they're wearing those things. And when I was a kid, I saw that and I was like, oh my God, that's what cool people wear. So I went to Walmart and I bought one. I wore it and I still have it to this day.
You have the parka?
I have the parka. Okay. Dude, did the sun just go?
The sun just went away.
That's cool. Hopefully the lighting's not terribly messed up. But
yeah,
whatever.
It'll be fine.
So
we know what we're doing.
That's a byproduct of having a like house with a bunch of windows. It's like it's just you're just subjugated to whatever the sun does. So I have it to this day, and I showed it to Lindsay, and I was like, that was the reason why I have this. I also have a T-shirt signed by them, in my wall, and I have every record, including the record that were like in Shallow Seas We Sail, the one that they're touring on.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy because now like I have they're my friends. Like I have all their numbers and like it's
that's so nuts, dude.
It's such a dream come true.
Yeah.
Like I think this would only be second to meeting Kings of Leon.
Really?
Yeah. For me.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as like bands that had like the biggest impact in my life, I would say like Emery and Kings of Leon were like two of the biggest like impact bands for me.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Caleb Followo, if you're listening.
I'm so stoked for that run though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
And it's so exciting for them because that's it's a 10-year, right? 20 year?
Yeah, 15-year actually.
Something like that.
Yeah, of In Shallow Seas We Sail, which is a great album.
Yeah, dude. I've been dipping my toes in.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's good, right?
I fuck with it.
Yeah, it's a really good album. It's so good live too.
Really? Yeah, I'm so stoked.
Yeah,
especially with like how high you talk about them.
They're so nice.
My expectations are.
I love them. I love their accents. I love their podcast. I love everything about those boys. They're like they say never to meet your heroes, but sometimes do. Sometimes definitely meet your heroes.
That's awesome.
Because like that was cool. It was so cool to meet the people that inspired me and
yeah, dude.
Especially
so early on.
Yeah, and they accepted me into their house. Like I went and had like barbecue with them at the Seattle show and just like
at
dope. Matt's house and just like met his kids and like went for a walk after and like Chris, their guitar player, like me and him just like chatted and he actually played a Telly and a Vox, which I won't hold that against him.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
No. I mean, I have. What are your thoughts on my thoughts on Telly and Vox? Telly, this is a hot take, by the way. Telly and a Vox are my two least favorite guitar things combined.
I'm not a huge Telly guy, but I play a Vox, so I like it, and I like the way that I've gotten it to sound. Because I also play a Dan Electro, so it's like kind of.
I do like a good Dan Electro.
Too very twangy, but I've getting there with it, and I don't play that much anymore. But it's like it's really fun to mess with tones and stuff still. But with the Telly, just on playability, personally, I hate it.
Yeah, it doesn't make it.
It doesn't. It's so uncomfortable.
I get
like
why
the
people
body
like
style.
Tellys. I understand.
Yeah,
it just feels to me like there's just a block of wood below me. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like a guitar. It feels like a block of wood.
Yeah.
Because it's so, the shape is just so boxy.
Mm-hmm. It's just weird to play.
Dude, I'm a Strat guy, man.
Yeah.
In every guitar I get, I just want it to play like my Strat, and then I get mad that it's not like my Strat. But then I don't buy a Strat.
Yeah. You buy a Starcaster.
Well, because I already have the Starcaster's sick, bro. I don't care what you say. I like semi hollows too, though. Like semi hollow bodies are my favorite guitars
For sure.
because they're like thicker, stratty kind of thing. I don't know how that makes sense, but it does to me. And then I have the Duosonic, which I might put a Strat neck on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Just for like playability.
We lost all non-guitar players. They were just like bored. Yeah, for playability. I just like Strats.
Like the way it feels.
Yeah, they
like
feel so good.
Neck shape and stuff.
I might switch over. Actually, when Bennett started playing, because he was like trying to not play a Strat live, I was like, no, please do. Like that's my favorite guitar. So
because he was worried about the way it was going to sound, but he dialed that thing in so good.
I recorded Crawling on a Strat. Like, most of Crawling tones are on a single coil Strat.
Yeah,
like.
Which kind of nuts.
You don't need humbucker. You don't need like these EMG humbuckers and rats and all this stuff to like be heavy. Like what you need is to be sad as shit.
I legit almost spit to it.
You don't need tones to be heavy. You need to lose a parent and go through that emotionally in your songs.
I had some drippage. Stop.
It's not the gear that makes you heavy. It's the trauma you're dealing with through the gear. That's all I'm saying. Everyone's like, how do you get your tones? Oh, just be real sad. That's how you do it.
I take my 50 mils every day.
Yeah, they're like, hey, what's the secret to your guitar tone? Say Lexapro, dude. Dark.
I hope
dark.
I hope nobody thinks that we're making fun of mental illness or anything.
I'm not making fun. We have it. You can't.
I know, but just 'cause some people don't know us personally, so
that's fair.
It's not funny, but we like to make fun of ourselves.
Yeah, I think
here
anybody
at
who has like a thing that they're going through has like a good healthy balance of understanding. Like this is like just crazy. Your brain don't work the way it should.
My brain don't.
Flustering, dude. Shouts out mental illness. What did Zach Fox say in that song? It's like, bro, if you got a mental illness, turn up.
I'm gonna dip my.
Because I got depression. It's such a good song. Do you want to jump into?
Oh yeah.
Let's get in. Let's help the homies.
Let's hear from the homies.
Hear from the homies.
Go. All right. This first one comes from Randy.
Shouts out Randy.
Shouts out Randy. And Randy would love to hear more about you. Your story, the band's roots, meanings behind songs, general tour/show stories. Keep it up, homie. You rock.
That's really nice of Randy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, no. First off, thank you for submitting those. Definitely keep submitting those because they're like super helpful. I think we did the tours and stuff.
And we'll have tour stories throughout like the pod and stuff.
Yeah,
but like especially like general introduction to you because people who don't follow you on social media and just find you through this.
I have a story that I always tell, but it's because it's true. It's I did music my entire life and then like quit music because my mom died and I had my sisters to think about and I was like, okay, like this is not a thing. Like music started to feel selfish to me because it was selfish at a certain point. Like it was a pursuit, not a passion anymore. And throughout my life I swayed one way or the other. Like it was I would write whatever music I thought would make me make it. Yeah. Which is not cool. And it was eating at me and I was like, I had this body of work I wasn't proud of. And like, so I was ready to be done. And rightfully so, like not very many people were like fucking with it, which is because it wasn't honest, which makes total sense. Like now looking back at it, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't either. So I had given up and was like, okay, well, I'm not going to do music anymore. And so in therapy, dealing with like the passing away of my mom, my therapist was like, well, what do you do to process through emotions? I was like, well, to this point, it was like I'd write a song or like something or like that. And I don't really do that anymore. That's what I told her. And she said, you should. Like, why not use the thing that you already have?
Yeah, why not use the thing that you've used so much in the past?
Yeah.
To help you now.
And it was like a
the worst
flashlight.
moment.
Yeah, it was like a light bulb in my mind. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I did that, and that's where Crawling came from.
Mm-hmm.
And a few other songs that like really meant a lot to me, like Golden Goddess, where I was like really thankful for my wife. So I like processed that through that. And like it was this new novel idea that like you can process emotion using music.
Mm-hmm.
And then I became really thankful for like all the times I did spend writing songs that I didn't think were like, you know, where I was chasing, because then I learned how to write melodies that like mean a lot to me. And then I learned how to like write lyrics that meant a lot to me. So I feel like I gained the tools. But I was like, okay, I'm not going to, you know, pursue a label or anything like that. I'm just going to like, I'm just going to do this. And then so I wrote it and recorded it. And then I was like, well, I might as well put it out. So I put it out because I wanted to share this like experience. And then started doing like TikToks because Liam, the drummer who plays for me now, he's a really good friend of mine. He messaged me and he said, you should do TikTok. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll try that. I mean, I'm a marketer, so I might as well see what that's like. And it was really exciting to do TikTok because none of my friends are on TikTok, so I didn't have to like.
You're the first person, one of the first people that I knew, like personally, that actually like started continually making videos.
Yeah, and that's. I remember telling you that at a show.
Yeah,
this thing's like
the first. No, second time you met. It was the Brother Moses.
Yeah.
Brother Moses show.
I was all excited. Like, you know, there's a couple hundred people who were like commenting on my videos. I was like, whoa. Like, people are around. Like they actually care. And it's not people who are, it's not me going to my friends first. Like it's a whole thing. Mm-hmm. So after that, I kept doing it. And then, you know, the rest is kind of history. People like, we had that really big Crawling video, and then it just kind of went from there. And then I signed to like this really sick label who like is like a management company label that is new and cares about artists, and it was like a really good deal, and like really cared about what I was doing.
Yeah, dude.
And they were I was their first like alternative like emo act, and they were like really stoked on that. And that led me to my management, and then my manager Josh Terry is like I started having conversations with Josh before we like actually signed, and he never was like, hey, I want to be your manager. He was just like, we were just talking on the phone.
Yeah, that's
and
so sick.
Every time I talked to him, I felt like I got more energy. Like every time I was like, wow, it really
you're like
filled
more
me
and more stoked.
Yeah, and we were just chatting, just like just having conversations, and he said like after the fact he said he felt the same way, which was like really cool.
That's so sick.
But he was just such a smart person, and like really really good. I mean, he's Mayday Parade's manager. It's not like obviously he's like the best. He runs he runs Sad Summerfest, which is amazing. I'm so sad I can't go to those shows.
Yeah, because we're on the road, right?
Yeah. I was gonna ask him for a ticket to go watch Taking Back Sunday because I wanted to go see Taking Back Sunday so bad, and Hot Mulligan.
Yeah, dude.
It's just amazing bands on that tour.
Yeah.
They have like they just did a Converse, like Sad Summerfest Converse, like every night.
Really?
They have, like these sick ass shoes. Yeah, they're so sick.
That's so dope.
I want to buy some. But I'm not coming to any of the shows. So
maybe.
Hey, I need a person on the ground to go get a shoe for me. I'm gonna buy it.
Maybe let me look at it, our schedules and their schedule.
It doesn't. You
already tried?
I already tried it. Yeah. It
yeah, you were like,
up.
I really want to see.
No, by the time we're that way, it's like the exact opposite.
That's how the Scal military gun tour is too, and I'm so mad.
Yeah, it really messes with you, honestly.
Because that new military record rips.
Yeah.
New Scal EP, Psychic Dance Routine rips so hard, dude.
They're doing such cool things for hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really excited for like the future of music, and like how many different voices are being allowed to be in music nowadays. Like when I grew up, it was all a bunch of straight white dudes.
Yep.
And now it's like, you know,
like no women, no no people of color.
Yeah, no, like it was just like not if you fell outside of the mold, then it's like, you know, not cool. And now rock music is very diverse and very accepting of like people who don't look like, you know, that, and that's sick. Like I mean, I'm enjoying the fruit of it personally because I get to inject like that, you know, I get to inject myself into it and like proudly like proudly wave that like Chicano banner and like be able to do that. And I think that's so cool with like women in hardcore.
Yeah, dude.
And then like, you know, non-gendered specific people in hardcore. Like that's
like shouts out Ballista,
yeah,
a local Dallas hardcore band. Like their frontman is trans, and
that's sick.
their name I believe is River. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. If anybody knows of Ballista, but they're so good, and they're so like people I think have the assumption that you can't be heavy if you're women or women adjacent.
Yeah, which you can. You absolutely can.
Dude, there's some people in those hardcore pits that are kicking the shit out of
because
huge dudes.
aggression and feeling those like that vibe is not just a male specific.
No,
we can get into a whole thing.
It doesn't.
About that, but
yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That makes sense when people are upset about it.
I'm excited that we're championing that because that just leads to more exciting voices.
Yeah, dude. And then you also have like Zulu, who's an all black
band,
all black hardcore band,
which is
what
sick.
I was trying to say.
Yeah.
And I just recently watched their Sound and Fury set from I think last year.
Yeah.
And they took time before they even started their set to talk about like racial injustice and stuff, not only in America but in like the world.
Or even the homies in
whatnot.
Unity
Yeah,
here,
dude.
like dude, just so championing like we're not just, you know, the typical thing, which I love. I love that. I love seeing that, and like I think that's what paved the way for Slow Joy to be Slow Joy is like just the accepting and the openness of like people on TikTok, the accepting and openness of the genre, and like this perfect wave that's happening. So that's kind of like the early roots of what to answer Randy's question. That's like the early roots of what happened and like how we got here. I have people always ask me if it's like a band or like a person. Slow Joy is me. It's my story. It's a thing that I'm championing, but I get to bring my homies in on it.
Yeah.
So it's like the best of both worlds.
We're lucky enough to like help you and be along the ride.
I'm
with
lucky
you,
enough
you know?
to have you guys around. Shut up. But it's one of those things where I get to have the people I want around me, and I also get to share my story without having to have anybody else be forced to put their name on it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's my favorite thing. It's a really good expression, and people have been really nice about it.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you for that question, Randy.
Yeah, because I think it's very important for people to know, like, especially with how important your story is to your songwriting.
Sure.
Like, it's just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about just like processing through your emotions. In a song. It is a scary thing now because I'm like, what's gonna happen when I'm better? Am I gonna just write bad songs?
No, you'll find different things to pull on, like especially with like Golden Goddess. Like that's a happy song.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a love song.
Yeah. It is a good emotion. Music is interesting. Art is interesting.
Yeah, dude.
But what does an artist with no art? That's what I was telling Lindsay. She came home. I was just laying on the floor. I couldn't write a song that whole day. She came home from work and I was just like, she's like, what is she doing? I was like, what is an artist with no art?
What is an artist with no art?
Oh, with no art. I have this voice I do all the time. It's like this. I guess it's like a Renaissance era like preacher thing.
It's very Monty Python.
Yeah, and it's usually it's someone who's doing like doom and gloom stuff. So it's like, for grace is grace and wrath is wrath.
It's like the announcing.
Yeah,
guys.
for sometimes grace is wrath, but wrath is never grace unless it's wrath. And I do that to her all the time, which is really fun. And then she came in. I was like, but what is an artist with no art?
All right, you ready for number two?
Just a person. Yeah, just a human, which is cool.
All right, this one comes from Jaren.
Sup, Jaren?
Oh, I forgot to say the subject stuff.
Oh, what was the last one?
It just says lames.
This one is lames?
No, this one is modern day life.
Oh, cool.
The last one was lames.
That's cool. Modern day life. I think that was that they wrote in their own, right?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. So I think lames is too.
No, lames is one.
Oh, lames is right there. Oh,
yeah,
my fault.
Man, fuck lames.
Let's get into this. How to keep the past from affecting the now. To keep past trauma away from the good in your life. Huge fan. Need a Golden Goddess instrumental for my shows. Jaren, aka Venomin.
Oh, how to keep? So they're asking how to keep these.
How to keep the past from affecting the now. How Yeah. How to keep the past from affecting the now and like trauma away from the good things that are in your life.
I mean, start off therapy. Like,
Yeah.
there's obvious things that we can't help with, which is like, I'm not going to give you an answer to that specific thing, but I can tell you what has helped me.
Yeah.
What has helped me, because we're not therapists, we're not.
No, I mean, and literally everyone's different. Everyone.
Yeah, we're dudes.
Like the same things that work for me that help me aren't always going to be the same things that help him.
I mean, yeah, and it's not, there's no answer.
Or anyone.
There's really no answer to that, because like it's just a daily emotion. Like I obviously have like a lot of things that I have to work through, like losing loved ones and life and things along those lines. I think some things that have helped me are just like establishing principles of like living in the here and now. Like just being the like Buddhist principles of like, being no one going nowhere and just experiencing the now for what it is and not like living in the past, because the past is just like a story you're telling yourself. So like just be in the now. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but if you really think of things that way and you really do things that like will like keep you in this mindfulness state, it's super helpful, because you start to give your brain a break, because the truth is like what I need a lot of times is just like a break.
Yeah.
Just a moment. So I'll also like hobbies are incredibly important. So find something that can get you in a flow state and like do that a couple times a week to keep yourself occupied. A lot of people like to meditate. A lot of people like to work out. Like things that have helped me out a lot are like skateboarding, like physical things.
Yeah. Things where you could just shut your brain off.
Yeah. Someone told me a quote recently, but it was basically like, if you work with your hands, rest with your mind. If you work with your mind, rest with your hands.
Yeah.
So I work with my mind a lot. So I got to rest actively. So I go out and I like skate, and I'll do like Muay Thai, and I'll do things that are like hard on my hands and hard on my body to rest my mind. Yeah. And if you're working with your mind, if you're working with your hands a lot, do something like read or like something creative to like rest your body. So I think that's the best thing. Golden Goddess instrumental. I don't think I have the original stems anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a hard drive crash.
Oh, rip, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm sure. I know the studio has them. I just need to get them from him. Yeah. Just re-record it. It is pretty easy.
Are you like trying to cover it or?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean that's dope, but
easy in the key of E.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trauma's hard. Just we're all humans. Give yourself a break. Be nice to yourself. Do something that like helps you.
Yeah.
And that's the best we can do.
No, that you covered that perfectly.
Oh.
And don't be afraid to reach out.
Yeah, I mean, more often than not, people have gone through a similar thing. So like it makes you feel accepted and more like I have been amazed at like how much it's helped to like discuss my traumas with like my mom passing and my grandpa passing with people who have gone through the same thing and are going through the same thing and like similar things. You feel connected. And also, like, I would say therapy is the best money I've ever spent in my entire life.
Really?
Best.
I mean, it's worth it to feel like a person.
Oh, yeah. Just to have the
you know
space.
What I mean?
To have the space to, like, be able to do something like that is just great. So, like, definitely, like, happy mind, happy life. So, like, definitely work on that. But, yeah, thank you for that question. Thank you for... Thank you for reaching out. And Golden Goddess instrumental may come eventually. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Reach out again.
Yeah, and listen to your show, whatever that show is.
Email us at homieshotline@gmail.com.
Yeah. If you need something.
All right,
not like a deep chat, just like if you need the music. Anyway, shut up, SD.
This next one comes from Jason. Thank you, Jaron. That was the last.
Oh yeah,
guy.
thank you, Jaron.
Jason, and this one's about guitar.
Cool. What's the subject?
Guitar.
No, there's not a. Oh, it just says guitar.
It just says guitar.
Oh, so they wrote in their own.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
is it foo shit?
No.
Tell me what's happening.
It just says guitar. Basically, foo shit.
Yeah, foo shit.
This next one comes from Jason. Shouts out. It's about guitar, and Jason wants to know: did playing guitar ever get you girls? I've met more guys than girls from playing guitar. Honestly, I feel like you got a funny story in there somewhere.
Well, let's start off. All of the assumptions that a thing like, okay, so I got for graduation, I got this like Mustang that like, was really, really cool, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh man, the girls are going to love that.
Oh.
Which I've realized is what guys think that girls like, or the opposite sex in general, usually it's just other guys who are into it. So like if you're in the gym all the time because you're trying to get that mad body because you want like girls, usually it's just other dudes who are like, yeah, great body, dude. It's the same thing with guitars. Guitars, people are like, you play guitar, you'll get all the girls. No, you're just gonna get other guys who are just like into. That's just how that works. I don't know where this misconception is, where like you get the cool car and girls are like, oh, it's not. I like your car. Like that's not how that works. What kind of fantasy world is this? Why are you distilling people into?
I'm a bass player, so
yeah. I mean, why are you distilling people into like these stereotypes? Like people like good personalities and charismatic people and things along those lines. So there's that. I will say in high school, like no one talked to me until I started playing shows and stuff like that. But I think that was more so because like I was on a stage. But yeah, no, I don't think it's ever helped me with like Lindsay kind of makes fun of it sometimes, which is like why I knew I loved her. Honestly, you get to the point where you're like, you don't want to marry the fan.
No.
You want to marry like the person who's like there for you and like cares about you, likes what you do, but also is real enough to be like, oh, that's not as good as your last.
Yeah. Well, it's like how you want your friends to tell you when you got shit in your teeth.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, that's exactly what you want. So like, I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's like having a talent is appealing to someone of an opposite sex, like in general. Like I could see that. And there were times where like I would play shows and there would be like female entertainer, like girls who would like sing, and I'd be like attracted to them because of their talent. But I think it's just because like people are attracted to talent in general.
Yeah.
But that doesn't sustain.
True.
Sustaining is more about like who you are as a person and things along those lines. But if you feel like since you started playing guitar, you've only met other dudes, it's because that's usually how that goes.
Wait, did he say that?
Yeah, he said.
I thought he said
it doesn't. Ever since I started playing guitar.
I've met more guys than girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get that thought out of your head. That's not, dude. That doesn't make sense.
Guitar is a dude sport. I mean, I would say like let me just, hold on. Let me say this.
Get into it.
It starts off as like a boys club because these dudes like come in. They're like, it's gonna get.
Well, it's like gatekeeping and shit.
Now, what I will say though is like female guitar players, like girl guitar players, and like they're always the better guitar.
Oh,
like,
dude,
they're always the more creative guitar players.
Yeah,
because like there's not rules. They're just playing guitar. They're just like loving those things. And I know it's like stereotypical, or like I don't want to like blanket say that.
Yeah.
In my experience, like the dudes who follow the rules and are like, I play guitar, I like this sound, so I'm gonna get this specific guitar and don't break a single rule. Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just sounds like everything else.
And just other dudes are gonna come up to you and be like, good job.
Like, what's it called? I think it was like a year ago. I drove down to Austin with some friends to go see Knuckle Puck, Hot Mulligan, Anxious.
Hell yeah.
And they got really big on TikTok. Meet Me at the Altar.
Cool.
They're like an all female like pop punk band. They're cool.
Sick as hell.
Awesome. Not entirely my sound, but they've got their fan base and they're killing it. They're awesome. But their band is so good.
Yeah.
Like so talented.
Yeah.
They're like doing all the Midwest emo shit and
so
stuff.
sick. Yeah.
None of it makes sense to me.
It's just guitars going.
I know power chords.
I can't do it. Yeah, I just play chords. Yeah, I can't help you there, man. I think just play your guitar.
Yourself.
People are attracted to talent. That's true, but they're attracted to personalities more. And that's that about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming and being a homie.
Yeah. For this next week, send me your funniest story. I want 3 funny stories.
Funny is, I like funny. I want to laugh.
Serious is fun too.
The first one was great.
Yeah.
Y'all crushed it.
No, those were all awesome.
Yeah, serious is good too. Send whatever you want, but man, funny is funny.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank y'all.
Hell yeah.
Homie,